How to make $1 million or more starting with no money. So many years ago, I decided that I wanted to try and experiment with what was happening online and try to figure out if I could make money online or even a living online. And the way I decided to do it was to get involved with the particular niche that I was interested in. So what I did was I taught myself how, and these are going back to the days where Dreamweaver was very popular for making websites. I taught myself how to make a one-page website. And I wrote a great article. So I spent the week, it took me a whole week to research the article that I wanted to write about. But by the time I'd finished the article, it was a very good article. It added value. It was informative. I put it on the website. And before you could see the article, you needed to opt in. I then made a list of about 100 people who were in the same niche as that article was for. And I emailed them and asked them if they wouldn't mind emailing their subscribers to go and see this article, and they would opt in. And the kind of deal was, and what I used to say to them was, if you do me this favor, when I build my list, I will return the favor and email on your behalf the product or service that you're selling on the assumption that it's a good product and it's a good fit for my email list. It took a while. I mean, it took like 6-7 months. First of all, I had a couple of hundred subscribers, then 1,000 subscribers. Then I think at 10,000 subscribers, I started to see some very good returns. So the only thing that it cost me was time and energy. I would go research articles. I would spend a long time making sure that there were really good articles, the information was correct, and then reach out to other people in the same niche and ask them if they wouldn't mind emailing their subscribers to go to that article. And the reason why they didn't mind doing that was because if you have a big subscriber list, it can be difficult and time consuming to get them good content. And if you don't give them good content, or you just habitually sell them things, they leave. So you're constantly looking for ways of keeping them engaged and informed. That went on, that business. It started making, once we had about 10,000 subscribers, we started making $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And since then, it's gone on to make well over $50 million. It started for nothing, just a bit of sweat equity to get the thing going, and it built up until about 10,000 subscribers, and then I had enough money to start to reinvest and buy traffic, and I kind of got out the habit of it because I needed to get scale. But to get started, there are still ways to get started on the internet with very little money. As long as you're prepared to work, as long as you're prepared to engage, and as long as you're prepared to add real value. I think the problem is a lot of people want to go on there and be influencers, or they want to do something, and the ultimate goal is to make money. We all want to make money, but you have to have some kind of empathy. You have to want to add value, and you have to want to be involved and engaged in the thing that you're working at. Because the people that listen to you, the people who read your information, the people who watch your information, they'll figure out whether you're not real or not. You know, if you're just in it for the money, they'll figure it out, and they won't follow you, and they won't support you. So I still think there are huge opportunities to make money on the internet, and it's probably still one of the lowest cost businesses that you can start. And what I've just mentioned now is one of hundreds of ways that I've tried and have been successful at online. So if you'd like to hear more about other ways I think you can make some money on the internet, just let me know. Give me some feedback. Thanks for listening.